And right away, taking the field here is Mystic River and 1823. What a weekend we've had here at the 2015 USA Rugby Emirates Airline Club Sevens National Championships. It has been unbelievable. Champagne, as they say.
Has indeed, Dallen. Great conditions, great rugby. And what a fantastic outfit. Iowa has been a great host. Iowa Rugby, Des Moines Rugby, DSM. I mean, they've put this together in spectacular fashion. We've got, looks like 11 fields to choose from. Each one of them with a perfect grassy surface. But this stadium, I mean, it's like a billiard table out there. You can see on the screen, nothing but lush green pasture. And these players are really enjoying that, as they deserve to at the national stage, Dallen.
Yep, it's not very often your team gets to play in the top 4 positions, let alone the national championship. And right now, we have 1823 on the right of your screen. And they're coached by Paul Holmes out of Columbus, Ohio, and the 1823 founder with James Walker. Mystic River stacked with talent as well on the left of your screen, wearing that green stripe. Referee Brian Zapp, the young sensation who comes through. We often see Zap Attack, as he's nicknamed, refereeing a lot of games up at Infinity Park and these USA Rugby National Championships. And we are underway here for 14 minutes of bone-crunching rugby as Rocky Khan kicks off, but it's taken by the big man up front for Mystic River. And rumbling forward as well is Vinnie Daly. And now Mystic find O'Driscoll on the outside. Collingson has a crack on the outside, lays it back in field, and the touchline wins the race and given up possession.
Yeah, early possession lost. Showed a lot of promise. The thing I like about Mystic River is the way they move the ball around, Dallen. And we said when they came into this tournament, didn't know much about them, but they went 3-0 in their pool. And let's see if they can emulate that form.
Ryan Cochran throws it in for 1823, nicknamed the Cockroach. And now they move out to Taylor Howden. On the outside, Crook with a big fan. Lindsay Crook played Australian Sevens on the series and showing great gas. Infield tries to find Rocky Khan. The New Zealand-Australian combo coming into play there almost. And now Mystic River with O'Driscoll on the outside. O'Driscoll fends and throws it back in field. Great work from him to John Feltman. Feltman in support and now picked up. And they will score a try. Vinnie Daly from Mystic River has cut them loose here in this opening part of this match.
Yeah, we thought originally it would be Lindsay Cook, the rampaging Australian, 6'2", 225 pounds, and he can move. But he didn't back his own pace. He used his support. Just a wayward pass allowed Mystic River to clean up, march it down the field, take advantage of the disjointed 1823 defence. But great scrambling defence by 1823. Wasn't enough in the end, though. Mystic River able to capitalise. And now it looks like they've equalised the score.
They certainly have indeed.
And the first score of the game. My mistake.
Yep. First score of the game. It's 5-0. Mystic River. The kick is no good. And talking more about this 1823 program, they had a unbelievable loss against Denver after the siren had sounded, 15-12 against the Denver Barbarians. One of the best games we've witnessed here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. A storm of a game. In fact, we've just seen so many good games in this final day.
Feltman kicks nice and deep. And it's taken by one of the big ball carriers, Aaron Davis, the big man they call the Spike Diesel engine. He may have lost it, though, the former football player, and Mystic River have pounced all over this. They know they need to get the ball quickly and do. O'Driscoll spots a gap himself. O'Driscoll, oh, looking like Brian O'Driscoll from Ireland, runs through and scores an absolute magic try.
Well, O'Driscoll just showing a clean pair of heels, massive acceleration off the mark. At this stage of the tournament, it's a wonder he found that pace. The legs would be weary, they'd be sore, and just not much going on. 1823, a little disjointed in defence. They didn't expect O'Driscoll just to put the afterburners on like that, and he punished them dearly. Well done, Mystic River.
Yeah, Evan O'Driscoll played in the World Club Sevens last year, and he really has come alive in this last couple of games. Conversion is successful, so it's 12-0, 18-23. Almost how they started the last match against Denver, conceding 2 early tries. The body language doesn't look good right now, and they need somebody to step up. Could be that man, Rocky Khan. Comes down to Spike Diesel, knocks it back, and O'Driscoll looks to have almost got it, but it was a knock-on first.
Yeah, heavily contested ball there. Lovely hang time in the air, allowing both teams to go under it. But it was a knock-on by 18-23 in the end, called by the referee. Once again, giving possession back to Mystic River. 18-23 need to get their hands on the ball, Dallen, if they want to get back in this game. Only 2 minutes 40 left in this half.
Squirts loose there. Mystic with O'Driscoll. And now they come up with Vinny Daly. Strong ball carrier is Daly. Takes them all on himself. Look at that leg drive. Talk about a tiger. Flick back to Feltman. Wonderful pass on the outside. Little dummy. And smashing up his Rafferty. He is angry like a caged lion. They try to control him. And now they move out to some of their speedsters. Fraser. Chris Fraser takes it forward. Corlington comes in to help out. 18-23 have only had to defend. They haven't had ball in hand once yet. 2 minutes to go. Taylor Howden wants to spark some magic for his team. The man they call Thin Tails moves it out to Rocky Khan. Swirling around the youngster. Great appreciation for the laws. Zap knows that as well. One of the best referees in America. It's an open contest though. Finally 18-2 get it back to Markovitz. Puts it to the bird. He's tired. And he says to Spike Diesel, you have a run. And look at the tired bodies on the field.
As you said, that body language tells it all. I think psychologically as well, they're a little bit disappointed to end up in this 3v4 playoff. Mystic River, though, you know, they were handed a pretty tough deal with Seattle Saracens in their Cup semi-final. They're happy to be here, and they look fresher than 18-23 right now.
They certainly do, and they're even without their main playmaker, Alatasi Tupu, the Samoan 7 sensation. He's injured. He had to leave the field in the last game. Ducking through that tackle. I would have played on, maybe. Brian Zapatak. It was high, but it was busting through to score a try. Tough call there. Zapatak. He'll review that, and he always looks to improve. That's the great thing about refereeing at that level. Fraser split through. He could go all the way. Rocky Khan, one-on-one. Fraser could have the legs. What a tackle from Rocky Khan. A try saver to say the least. And 18-23 come back to hustle away. And it is that man, the youngster. Rocky Khan on the inside. The diesel engine starts fuming away. And just puffs of smoke coming out of his head as he carries it up there. But Feltman has come away with us now. John Feltman stepping them. Throwing it back on the inside. Fraser will finally get a score. And Mystic River have really responded brilliantly in this first 7 minutes.
Haven't they just? And again, Rocky Khan. What a fantastic effort to get back. It was a certain try for Mystic River. Made the cover tackle and also forced the turnover. Problem was, Dallen, as you said, these tired bodies, the tired legs of 18-23, they were just unable to do anything with that turnover. In fact, they brought it another 10 to 20 metres back down the field, turned it over again. They're just way too tired at the moment. Probably a sigh of relief as that hooter went for the halftime break. But some tough love needed from the coach here if they want to improve in the second half.
Yeah, Paul Holmes from 18-23 founded the program a few years ago, and he really has put a lot of time and energy into his charges. And the conversion doesn't look good, so it's 17-0. Halftime drinks here. And players really need to respond well now. And this is the trouble with 6 games, and when you get knocked out of a big one. They were hoping to go to the final, but they're not there right now. And do they have enough mental energy to lift it and finish off on a high? Or do they throw in the towel at 17-0?
It's hard to say. You know, it's hard to say what's going on in each camp, but just observing the games and observing the 2 semi-finals, like I said, it was a tough game. mentally, physically. It was a bruising encounter. It was a close game. I mean, that's going to sap you. 15-12 in that semi-final. The disappointment, as you said, to have to then back up. You've thrown everything at it. You want to make the final. You don't make the final. But then you're told, hey, fellas, you got to play again for third and fourth. Mystic River, on the other hand, like I said, 27-0 they were beaten by Seattle Saracens, the class outfit. And they're not familiar with the national stage, so I just suspect they're happy to be here and want to finish as high as they can. They got fresher legs, that's for sure. They may or may not be fitter than 1823, but 1823, they look down, they look disappointed. They feel they should be in the cup final, but they've got 7 more minutes left here in Iowa to do something and turn it around.
And if you just joined us here, it's the 2015 USA Rugby Emirates Airline Club Sevens National Championships. I'm Dallen Stanford, and with me is former Australia Sevens legend Marc Stcherbina. And we are having a brilliant weekend here in Des Moines, Iowa. The venue has been fantastic. The people have been amazing. And the rugby on display has really been something out of the top draw. So on the right of your screen, the kick, which might not go 10 meters by Mystic River, is taken by 1823. They've chosen to play on. The ball spits loose, and Howden throws it back to Rocky Khan. Khan, former New Zealand Sevens maestro himself, takes on a Driscoll himself. And now some of the big boys start rumbling up. Derek Patrick, DP, is in there as well. And I think there might be a little high tackle here, so referee Zapp conferring with the AR, and 1823 get a penalty. And what they'll do is they'll throw it out for that big man, Lindsay Crook. Crook gets into Howden. Howden flings it, the one-handed pass, the skills coach from Tiger Rugby, but cutting infield beautifully is Luke Markovic. Tries to get the pass away. He needed to keep that and set up a ruck. And now it is Mystic River with Collinson. Oh, just bamboozling the defense. Collinson one-on-one with a cockroach. Ryan Cochran desperate to stop him. Cochran trying to get the wheels to turn, and the cockroach makes a brilliant tackle, but I think that ball may have been touched down in the end in a superb effort from Jared Collinson.
It was indeed. Again, just those fresh legs of Mystic River, like spring chickens out there. Dallen, breakaway run. Cochran, I'm not going to call him by his alias, his other nickname. I'll leave that to Dallen Stanford. I don't want to get in trouble. Cochran, wonderful chase, but just not enough in the end. Damage was done. 22-0, 1823. What can they do from here, Dallen?
Yeah, well, it's really tough times right now. They've started to build some phases there, and then just try to throw the ball away. You've got to go back to basics. It really is about keeping the groups of 3 together. Don't throw the 50-50 passes. Set up the phases. Move left to right, left to right, left to right, and eventually somebody's going to break through. You've got Rocky Khan on your team. You've got Taylor Howden, who's absolutely on fire. Shout out to his mother, by the way, who's just tuned in from New Zealand. Of course, all hours of the morning there, she's watching Howden just carve people up like Sunday's roast dinner. Not right now, though. They're down 22-0, and Mystic River will find themselves in the driving seat here. Taken there by Marcus Satavu, but it was illegally, so 1823 come away with it for DP. And now they shifted on to Crook. Crook cracks on. Quick hands. Great stuff to Cochran on the outside. Wonderful cut in from Ryan Cochran, the cockroach. Inside the 22. They've got advantage. 1823 to Khan. Moving it wide to DP. They must score here. Will it be Taylor Howden? Oh, Howden with a big step and another one. Oh, Taylor Howden, the big man. He's shown a lot of guts this summer.
Well, that's what Howden can do. And he finished off the movement, but it was a brilliant set of hands over on the far left side. Lovely skills, despite the pressure from the defenders coming in, trying to shut it down. 2 quick passes out to the wing, break down the sideline. But again, Mystic River with these fresh legs, they weren't going to concede any tries. They made the cover tackle 5 meters from the line. Never say die attitude, even with 22 points. Oh, quick kickoff here, Dallen.
Oh, nice little ball placement as well. Rocky Khan with a kick there. Throw it back in field to Crook, trying to get their numbers. Crook has a crack on the outside. Wonderful stuff. And who it is on the outside? O'Driscoll. He's the man that provided the skill there, and he'll touch down for a quick score. That's exactly what the doctor ordered.
Well, exactly. That's what they needed. 3 minutes left on the clock. This just shows the class of these guys. We talked about it. Yes, their body's tired, but quite often it's a mental thing. A quick try, 2 tries in succession, that's enough to wake you up and say, hey, 10 more points, it's achievable. And
even that, the Mystic River defense hasn't come up to mark the 10 meter. You would think they would do that after letting in a quick try. They can't be resting there on the scoreline. They know 18-23 will need to score twice to win this game. But it's very possible with 2 minutes 30 on the clock. Khan with a perfect kick to Taylor Howden. Howden tries to knock it back. And in the end, it comes through for Vota. Has a breakout. Oh, and he just thunders through the tackle of Rocky Khan. And now Kokunda on the outside to Satava. Not the best pass. Advantage was over, so 18-23 are going to come away with possession.
Could we have a nail biter on our hands, Dallen? 2 minutes left. They do need more than a converted try. But as they've shown, they can score 2 tries in 30 seconds. And now with possession, they seem to have their tails wagging a little, Dallen. Hold on to your hats, folks.
Yeah, don't put the kettle on. Got a couple minutes left in this clash. Rocky Khan drifting across field, finds Howden. Has Howden got enough energy to go again? Khan on the outside. And now the counter ruck comes in from Mystic River. It's been knocked down, and they'll get a chance on the outside. 18-23, regroup. Markowitz spots a gap in the middle, and he goes on the outside. Beautiful pass to O'Driscoll. O'Driscoll stepping. He really has been pure class since coming on. Almost a forward pass. Not sure, says referee Brian Zapatak, and they throw it back 40 meters to Howden. And it is ruled forward in the end. Oh.
What a shame. Again, the breakaway. That was a certain try for mine. If the pass had just gone to hand, possibly could have even gone himself. I mean, the Mystic River defense was in 6s and 7s. 18-23 had torn them to ribbons, but that last pass, and that is fatigue again. These players are much more skilled than to throw a pass away like that, but when you're fatigued, I tell you what, it's hard to do.
Comes out through 18-23. They get the scrum. They need to score quickly and not take the conversion and just take the kickoff instead because they need to score twice. Howden, Taylor Howden just carrying bodies on him. Oh, he's so strong. And he earns a penalty for his team. They're offside. They've got to score here. Diving over, Rocky Khan. Throws it wide. They touch it down. They should avoid the conversion and then take the kickoff, is my call.
It's a good call, Dallen. Let's see what they do.
I will tell the referee I don't want to take the kick. Khan, left-footed, goes wide, but there's time for the restart in actual fact. So it's 22-19. 3 points in this game.
Wow, this promised to be an exciting match, and it's delivering right now. 18-23 coming back from the death. Certain death, Dallen.
Well, like a cockroach, they won't give up. And here's Rocky Khan. This kick they need to take in the air. Markowitz comes up. Oh, he gets 2 hands on it. It's knocked it on. The ball's hacked out of field. And Brian Zapp ends the madness. 22-19. Mystic River with a historic third-place victory here at the 2015 USA Rugby Emirates Airline Club 7's National Championship. And I'm going to bring in a new guest here while we have a couple of seconds. Mr. Chris Draper stepping into the hot seat. He's part of the rugby organization called Rugby DSM. And he's on the host committee co-director. Chris, welcome, and tell us a little bit more about what's going on here.
Thank you very much. I mean, obviously the rugby community knows what's going on here. What we have here today is probably some of the best rugby that I've seen in ages, but what we also have is the best rugby we've ever seen in Iowa. This is the first event of this kind to come to Iowa, and I think we're really excited about it here. We have, as you can see, it's a Cownie Soccer Complex here in Des Moines. Thanks to Catch Des Moines and President and CEO Greg Edwards, who's actually going to be doing the coin toss for the men's final. They've given us the opportunity here to display what Des Moines has, which is world-class restaurants, world-class surface, world-class access to the airport. When these players leave this place, they're actually going to be through security in 30 minutes. This isn't Hong Kong. So as a result, I think what we've tried to do here is demonstrate that we have the type of facility that Olympians, which right now, as you know, Dallen, when you're looking at Sports Illustrated last week, says we have a real shot at the podium. And I know when we were working together with the team, it didn't feel that way. Right now, there's a buzz in the air with USA Rugby, and right now, when you're looking at Iowa, where we've invested 100% of our investment in the high school game in sevens, we went from 26 kids to 30 teams in 5 years, all playing sevens. You have individuals like Deanne Mixon, who's actually going to be going to the OTC in 2 weeks. Rachel Ericke, who's actually coming off a national championship as a starter at Penn State this year. We're finding that talent in Iowa, and I think this is a great, not necessarily a reward, but it's a great pinnacle for what we hope to be every year. Get a plug in for come straight from our high schoolers, going to go through our colleges and come straight through Des Moines to get straight to the podium. And I think that's what we're really doing here, is laying that base. And when we talk about base, I'm sorry, I have to do real quick. This playing surface is amazing. When you're watching that ball, it's running so true, yet it's grass. This is not turf. This thing, the grounds crew here is iCubs, which for us is they're as professional as it gets. For, I mean, western suburb Chicago guys, they'll tell you maybe they got someone better. They don't anyway. It doesn't matter, because right now we've got a crew here that's phenomenal. We've been playing on 4 fields across these 96 games in 2 days, 384 athletes here trying to get to Rio. And right now we've given us the best chance as far as grounds go. And we cannot be – you look at how this thing's held up. They talked for 20 minutes last night, how pristine the fields were from yesterday. Was it 63 matches per field yesterday? I'm sorry, total? 30 matches per field?
That's right.
Boy, that's ridiculous. And for all what you hear about rugby tearing up fields, you could go out there and play a D1 soccer game tomorrow on them. We're real excited, and the guys here with Joe and those guys with the Iowa Cubs have done a phenomenal job giving these players the surface they deserve to demonstrate what kind of an athlete they are and why they deserve to be in Rio with that U.S. team.
Well, you heard there from Chris Draper. Unbelievable stuff here in Des Moines, Iowa. And Chris Draper is now involved, former referee, former slippery sensation himself with Rugby DSM, the host committee co-director, and really is an unbelievable thing they've got set up here, and really exciting for the future of rugby. We hope to come back every year. As you said, USA Rugby have really rewarded the right people with the right things right now, so that really is brilliant to see. So we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to bring you the Cup final for the women and the men coming right up. Stay with us.